But this is a central theme, that this is something that has influenced all of it. And again, she's like, well, she's a lesbian, so man-boy love is not something she's experiencing, it's not something she's partaking in, it's not something she's affected by, and yet she's sitting here, there's this particular quote, and I wish I was in the living room, but I can't be because there's too much noise in there, and I don't want to hear y'all bitch about background noise like you have in previous videos. My dishwasher's going and everything else is going on out there. But I will, again, try to screenshot this, but there's this particular quote where she's talking about gay bashing and to this interviewer, and she's saying something about how basically got a storm coming. Basically, gay men need to think about, how they put themselves out there and I don't know, what they say or do or whatever, or the ways that they're alienating other people in society, because it goes past a certain point, there's going to be some sort of backlash. Like, she's acknowledging that. And I'm thinking, in that same fucking interview, I'm thinking to myself, like, what a lack of self-awareness. Because she goes right on to say that it's cowardly and it's just basically preposterous to her that these gay men and these queer community people, which I don't know who all that includes, I assume that's transgender and etc., that they, and lesbians too, that they're not doing more to have some sort of scholarship, some scholarly look into the man-boy love situation, to uphold that, to promote that, to appreciate it for its artistic history. Okay, again, that being one point.
Artistic.
But then, why do we have to recreate that today? Why do we need to bring that back in vogue? Why can't you look at the history, appreciate it for the time it was in, but, also understand that we as a society have evolved beyond that. We don't want that. We don't...
Appreciate what?
Anyway. The fact that she could say that and recognize that there are backlashes to the gay community. She talks about the gay community and the transgenderism and how some of this becomes just really prominent in society at, basically at the stage of decadence, before a civilization falls. She acknowledges all that. And she also knows that if the gay community kind of pushes certain things, they push whatever those are, if they push their luck in certain areas, there's going to be a backlash from what can't help but be a bigger faction of society than they represent themselves, and that can have dire consequences to them. While at the same time, in the same article, going on about how dare they not support this man-boy love thing? How dare they not have a scholarship on this, upholding this, supporting this, promoting this, indulging in this, I presume. She was saying stuff about how, Allen Ginsberg, his sexuality is, basically deserves to be put on a pedestal, that is, it should be, God damn it. Hold on. All right, got you set up in the living room. We're going to look online, see if I can find some of these quotes, so I won't be putting words in this bitch's mouth, and people won't be bitching about how I'm, just paraphrasing and taking it out of context and doing it wrong and yada, yada, yada. And you're just going to have to deal with the sound of the dishwasher and whatever else. I'm sure the thunder...
I've seen it all. I've seen it all. God forbid. Oh, it's still recording, yeah. God forbid, I mean, she cared about what this bitch got to say, I will be, oh my God, if she is passionate, like she said, like she would say, hey, Camille Paglia, rot in hell, you are a disgrace to humanity, you are that should be like a normal human being should be doing, because it's not like I'm saying it, come on, I barely finished grade school, and whatever, and I'm Mexican and whatnot, but, oh my God, Camille Paglia, a doctorate, Dr. Camille Paglia, and PhD this, PhD that, and blah, 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 just this is and I put the definition of a Wikipedia because, when I put lambda, is they mention Camille and Ginsberg. It is this is these are two major celebrities or whatever, artists or thinkers of the time that lambda is built around. I mean, come on, you try to come after lambda and come on, we got the greatness Allen Ginsberg, giving us his blessing, and and still, it was so hard to find articles where condemning this shit. I couldn't really find any articles, that condemn it. It's more the same thing with the video that I put about women are not ready for leadership. I couldn't find a single article, detracting, like saying, yeah, women like just saying this is the pitfalls, or this is the weak sides of women in leadership. Not even that. So these are communities that are totally forbidden, to be held accountable for I mean, like, oh no, it's just don't. I mean, I'm gonna play the last 3 minutes because she's gonna read the direct quotes from Camille Paglia. Like I said, because she's so damn worried that somebody's gonna accuse her of not being scholarly enough or some BS like that.
Lightning will continue, and hopefully won't knock us offline while I'm looking into this. But do not gripe to me about background noise. I cannot help it. I do not live in the quietest of places, and I do not have the quietest of lifestyles. And everything in my home, from the fan to the wall unit air conditioner to my appliances, are all loud and janky.
Yeah, I just feel sorry for her.
Anyway, let's see. I did take some excerpts and put it on my Twitter, and so let me just go there first. I got this article up, but this will give me some that I can go directly to and quote, so that I don't say it wrong, don't paraphrase it improperly. There's that one right there where she was talking
about that.
the backlash. Okay, here we go. I've constantly been saying that if you do not watch what you are doing, if you commit acts that are so excessive that they alienate the people, then all you're doing is creating a backlash for yourself. That's what she's saying to the gay community about, why they're being, experiencing gay bashing. And yet she's saying all this other shit. So let's go into the rest of this thread. Let's find that quote where she had about Allen Ginsberg.
That's what I
like
liked
thought was
about
interesting
Camille.
from her Salon article. Like I said, April 1997. Salon always fucking.
But I have
they
no
print the weirdest
idea
shit.
she
They
was
publish the weirdest shit.
into
They have so many
pizza.
pro-pedophile things in their goddamn magazine. Anyway, here it is. Allen Ginsberg was the apostle of a truly visionary sexuality. Like the expansive, sensual, democratic Whitman, but unlike the twisted, dishonest, pretentious Foucault, he saw the continuity between great nature and the human body, bathed in waves of cosmic energy. There's that flowery prose for you. But letting you know, yeah, Allen Ginsberg, joined NAMBLA, apostle of a truly visionary sexuality. God damn it. It's annoying because it's like, you want to like at least one feminist. There's like somebody out there that you'd like to think. It's sane. Seen from the pagan perspective, Ginsberg's celebration of boy love was pure and sinless, demonstrating the limitations of Judeo-Christian paradigms of sexuality. Again, pagan perspective when it comes to boy love. Christian perspective when it comes to abortion. Interesting how that works for this atheist feminist. Pick and choose based on who you're trying to piss off at any given time, I guess. I don't know. I mean, I know she considers herself a contrarian. I'm a contrarian. And I can relate to that. I can appreciate a decent contrarian. I'm open to contrarians. But the inconsistency is what I'm pointing at. It's fucking weird. Here it was from the Guide, the 1999 January article. She stated that contemporary gays who try to distance themselves from the issue of boy love are in effect committing cultural suicide. They're cutting themselves from all the highest achievements of gay men. She was talking, about that boy statue of Saint Sebastian and how much that had an impact on her worldview forevermore after witnessing that when she was young and at church. In relation to that little boy statue, it's called, like I said, Saint Sebastian. She said, I've often spoken about the impact of this statue and had on my mind right from the start. As a Mediterranean Catholic, I understood the intermingling of my culturally rooted history with that kind of imagery of boy's beauty. Okay. And I began to notice the hysteria that is aroused in the West by the subject of man-boy love. I always felt the discrepancy between these beautiful images and the...
Enough. That was enough. I mean, like, I didn't want to interrupt anymore, but I mean, there's no way. There is no way, like they say. There's no way, like you can. I mean, she's worried about, oh my God, don't, don't want people to think I didn't do justice to this pedophile. I'm like, are you serious? Like, are you serious? That's what you're worried about? And like, I mean, the only thing is that, every time I give a white a chance, I just come more and more reassured, on my, I mean, because it's it's not that they're just all, like, actively participating. There's also women like this one that 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 she says like she appreciate what the Greeks and the Romans was doing. I mean, and then to mention, Camille using a child like Sebastian, I mean, like, I don't remember a lot about that, but I do remember that he became a saint because he refused to get raped, in the back door. So for her to use these boys' pain, these boys that he rather gave his own life than to be, raped, even when he was gonna get clout because he was a powerful landlord and everything. That's what we should remember about Sebastian. That's what we should remember. Like, not this, like, oh, the boy beauty, like, whatever, because he was so beautiful. It's like, anyway, boys are handsome. They are not beautiful anyway, if anything. But I don't know, this is so sick, and like I say, I just leave, as always, reassured of, generalizations are not bad, compared to trusting people that they are not what they say they are. Like Camille Paglia, I never thought about this because, I mean, she's a bitch. Come on, it's like, what do you care about this man boy? Oh my God, I can't even believe that they use the word love in this. I mean, it is just sickening. And here it is, when you think you found the exception to the rule, when you think you found a white that, like I thought she seemed to have at the beginning, she seemed to have a decent head over her shoulders, on her shoulders, not over, but she's like, oh my God, it's just like, yeah, everything is great, but why do we have to recreate Greek and Roman? That is her concern. And what do you mean the Greeks and Romans, they look great? I mean, they like, oh, because, you got to see it in context, in historic context. No, I don't have to see shit. We don't have to see shit. And this is like, don't fall for these traps. If you skipped all the way to the end, I mean, like, if anybody watched this shit ever, I don't know, because I don't think, like I always say, I'm going to upload it to Rumble, but, I never do. I mean, like, don't get caught up in the good whites. The good whites is like, oh, like Oprah Winfrey. I'm gonna get me some good white folks. Well, to pimp you out. I mean, how many people have exposed her as a slave trader? I mean, and kudos to those whites who I mean, I'm sure that they're motivated more by racism than anything else, to prove that, how all Africans are evil, because that's what they have to say in order to justify their sins against our mother Africa. Anyway, I gotta go. I mean, like, this thing is getting hot, and when it gets hot, it erased all the video. Anyway, oh my God, I don't know. It's just like, I don't know why I still give a damn after all these years to find a ratchet cracker like her. Like, is she go on for another hour defending Camille Paglia after this? I mean, it's just like, I couldn't believe. That's why I cut it off. I'm like, I'm not gonna put all that stuff, all the excuses that she's making for Camille. I mean, obviously they look like both Italian. They are both black because they are both, I mean, like, they seem like, you're not straight white. Come on. I mean, But anyway, that's a different story. Later.